And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking WRC news here. Adrian Fourmaux, as you know, he has gone to Hyundai from M Sport, and he's saying he can be the champ. So, can Adrian Fourmaux be the champ? There's an interesting article on Dirtfish that I would very much like to get into. And it's about Fourmaux. He eyes the title fight with Hyundai, and why not? I mean, it was two Hyundai people fighting for the title last year in respect of Thierry Neuville and Ott Tanak. Now, the Frenchman made an immediate success out of his Hyundai move, and he's looking at the bigger picture for 2025. Now, it starts off saying nobody was surprised that, with all those rumours, Adrian Fourmaux went to Hyundai. Pretty much everyone had, the world saw it coming. It was an easy bet. You probably wouldn't have got great odds come the end of the year had you done so. Placed a bet on him going to Hyundai. But for the Frenchman, he must have known it's coming for a while. Now the dust has settled, it says. First came the confirmation he was departing M Sport, and he marked a farewell Monza. Goodbye Monza, goodbye M Sport. And it was quite the success. Now he's debuting in the I-20, and he had success a week later. Now Fourmaux said it was a good end and a good beginning. The focus now, he said, is on furthering that good beginning and beating Kalle Rovanperä Toyota in December. Helped no end in that direction. Bearing in mind, Kalle Rovanperä, arguably now he's back, the number one de facto in the Toyota team. He said, I'm feeling positive. I have the same target like always going into this year. I want to do the best for everybody. I want maximum points for us and the team. But what does success look like in his first year? Well, at the beginning of 24, he said, I would be happy to be on the podium in the second half of the season. And after 3 events, they already had 2 podiums. Remember that one in Sweden? Amazing. But he said, my first target would be to win a WRC round, something that he has not done yet. And then let's see for the championship. He said, we have been able to play for the podium of the championship until Sardinia last season. And then we stayed close until Central Europe. He said, so it was really positive, especially because we were always starting on those first positions on the road with the full drivers. We were disturbed a little bit by the part-time drivers coming in, but like I said, let's see for the championship. He went on to saying for the manufacturers, this will really be my first time playing for that one as well, because Ford doesn't really, never really had a chance last year, but with obviously Fourmaux, doing most of the grunt work, and then they had Munster. Okay, which brings us neatly on to the topic of helping Hyundai finish the job it started last season in terms of winning the Constructors' Championship. There's no doubting the strength of a Hyundai, he said, Dirtfish says, with Fourmaux lining up alongside the defending champion, Neuville and Ott Tanak. But does that faze him? Does that faze him going up against champions? He said, I have a good relationship with them both. I will do my own job and they will do theirs. I think it's going to be a good year, no pun intended, for the tyres. The off-season departure of the hybrid Rally 1 category has certainly simplified the process of switching cars, so that's good. And that's something demonstrated by Fourmaux's immediate speed on the roads of Gap last month. Now, for sure, he says, there was less things to learn because of all the hybrid strategy. We've got the recharge, delivery of power and all those things. I don't have to learn them for this year. In some ways, it's like learning a new Rally 2 car. Sensing the Puma, he said, I didn't drive the Puma without the hybrid. Okay, sometimes when we lost the hybrid during a rally, I knew what it was like, he said, but then we still had the weight from the battery, so it wasn't really to compare. Already there are really positive things on the Hyundai front, he said, but there are other things positive on the Puma. To be fair, he said it's difficult to compare the two cars. I can tell you I feel comfortable inside the Hyundai. I'm sitting closer to the co-driver and a little more in the middle of the car. Alex also has space for his legs, but we are seated a bit more like in the back of the car instead of in the front, like the Puma, he says. It's things like that. It changes the visibility in the car. For sure, there is a difference, but in terms of chassis, I can't say, oh, this is better or this is worse. It's too early. And he said that the feeling was quite the same inside the factory, he said, with the mechanics and engineers and things. It's a big building, like it is for M Sport, but it's different to Dovenby. When you arrive, it's really, really British. It's quite a special place to walk through the front door. It's like a proper gentleman class. Coming through the door in Alenza, it's feeling a lot like a place to work. And then they've ended, which is exactly what Fourmaux intends to do. I mean, this is Fourmaux. This is from a Passat Decanter rally team. And this is This is him testing this colour at the end of last year. And he looks good. I mean, look at that. That could be anyone. Tanak, Neuville. But no, on the test day, this is Adrian Fourmaux on his test day. And, well, looking good for Sweden, looking good for Monaco. And what's interesting is, as he says himself, this hybrid, they don't need it now. So, like a duck to water, it's a lot easier to change. And with all this testing, how on par is he going to be with the likes of Tanak and Neuville? That's what I want to know. I think it's going to be really interesting. So, Fourmaux Stats, as you know, he's from France, born in 95, co-driver. He's got a co-driver. And 2019 was his debut. 2021 was his first stage win. He's had 14 in total. His first podium, as we know, was only the second rally of last year in Sweden. And out of those, he's had 5 podiums, 2 Wolf stage wins. His first power stage win was the Croatia rally. His best result overall, as we know, is 3rd in Sweden, Kenya, Poland, Finland, and Rally Japan. His best result last year in finishing that championship was 5th. He's going to definitely want to go more than 5th. But can he? That's the big question. I think he can. But, big word, isn't it? But, I don't know. He's got Rovanperä. He's got Tanak. He's got, Neuville. He has Evans. And then he has, well, he's got the talent. But he needs to take that next step that he took last year. Anyway, I'm just talking rubbish now. So, if you made it to the end, that is amazing. If you made it to the end, you want to help us out, give us a subscribe, give us a like. That would be fantastic. But ultimately, just clicking on this video and watching a bit of it and listening, especially to this end part, is amazing. Thank you very much. Stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon.